Hello, Feuzion. My name is Alex Fuse, the host of Fusion News. I am on the phone right now with Josh Rogers, who is a Baltimore Orioles starter pitcher. He got traded from the Yankees earlier this year in July. What was that like for you, Josh, getting traded from the Yankees to the Orioles this year?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It was just very unexpected, and just kind of took everything that you knew from the Yankees from the time I got drafted, and just kind of threw it out the window. But like relationship with friends and coaching staffs and all that kind of stuff. But it was crazy just to get a new opportunity and to try something different and have new obstacles to overcome.
Now you went to the Orioles with two familiar faces, Cody Carroll, who was on my show earlier this year as well, and Dylan Tate. So you didn't go alone, and you had those two guys. Did you reach out to them before you got traded, or when you heard the news that you were going over with them to kind of get the familiar faces in the Oriole locker room before you ended up there?
Yeah, me and Cody were in the locker room together. We were in a rain delay in Scranton when we found out. So I was also texting Dylan, and it was nice to have those guys. But there was also 12 other guys that came over in trade, so at different levels. So yeah, the organization itself kind of took a turn for the better, and with a lot of new faces. So it was good, and it's exciting. There's a lot of opportunity here, and obviously it's already getting to the big leagues and getting my chance here early has been a lot of fun.
What would you say the difference between the Orioles and the Yankees are?
I don't know. The Yankees are. That's a tough question. There's a lot of people that's been asking me that, but it's just. It's obviously a little bit different. How things are ran, how they go about pitching, and how they go about weightlifting, and the different views they have on that kind of stuff. But being in the big leagues is different than being in the minor leagues as well. So it's kind of more of your you do what you have to do, and it's you're out there to perform. It's your job to help the team win and do those kind of things. So it's a little bit different. I didn't get to spend too much time down in the minor leagues with the Orioles to see how that's ran, but definitely being in the big leagues has been a really cool thing.
So what was that like for you, making your major league debut with the Baltimore Orioles, only being with the team for about a month at the time? So you just made your major league debut a couple of weeks ago now, and you have a couple starts under your belt. So what was that like for you making your major league debut?
Yeah, it was a dream come true. It was awesome to have all my family there and a bunch of friends, and I found out the day before, and drove up to Baltimore, and then for all those people to come and support me, and even people back at home watch the game, and all the texts and all the calls and Snapchats, everything. It's been a really cool thing, and for me, my family, and friends, and hopefully I get to do this for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. What was going through your mind when you stepped foot on the rubber for the first time in an MLB game? What was your thought process?
I was really nervous. The night before, I didn't sleep very good, and waking up was not a problem. I was just kind of awake the whole night, trying to figure out how I was gonna pitch in a big league game. But leading up to it was way worse than the actual game itself, because when I got out there, I felt pretty good. Just took a look around the stadium, kind of just tried to take it all in, and take a deep breath, and just pitch like I have hundreds and hundreds of times before. That's what Buck told me in the office the night before when I got the meeting, was just, hey man, just do your thing, like you've done this hundreds of times, like it's no different. And he was completely right, because when I stepped out there and started, after I threw my first couple pitches, it was back to just playing baseball and pretty normal, and just trying to attack the strike zone and get people out. So it was a cool experience. And then the last two starts I've had were pretty normal. Just not a lot of anxiety. It's just excitement. Just normal.
Do you have any good Buck Showalter stories?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I haven't. Like I said, I haven't got too deep into anybody's life and relationship wise with that for anything like that, because it's just been baseball for me, and just trying to find a routine and settle in up here has been the biggest challenge so far.
So, favorite moment besides making your MLB debut so far on the Oriole roster?
Probably getting on the charter plane was pretty cool. That was really cool. Just like going, just going straight to the plane and getting on there, and that was pretty neat.
Well, my next question was going to be, what's the difference between the minors and the majors? But I think that basically answers it, right?
Yeah, I mean everything's just a little bit better, or a lot better. You know, the the clubbies and the clubhouses take care of you a lot better. There's just more people, more hands on. You know, the travel obviously is better, but it still does take a toll on you. I mean, we flew out from Baltimore to Kansas City to Seattle, Seattle to Tampa, Tampa back to Baltimore, all in like 10 days. So, I mean, it's a grind as well, but it's a heck of a lot easier when you're hopping on a charter flight. It's a direct flight, and you're there in a couple hours.
Definitely. So, Josh, before we wrap up this interview, I would just want to do fast 5 quick questions. One stadium you would like to pitch in?
Oh man, it's got to be Yankee Stadium for me. I gotta mark that one off the list.
Hitter you want to face?
I think I want to face Mike Trout or Bryce Harper.
Okay, maybe you can face Bryce Harper in the Bronx next year. Pitcher you look up to?
Oh man, pitcher I look up to.
It could be retired. It could be a pitcher that's pitching now. The Hall of Fame.
Man, it's so hard. That's hard because there's not like the pitchers that I really like watching like Chris Sale's pretty awesome, but it's hard to try to watch him and do the things he does because he's just on a whole nother level. But I like watching Chris Sale pitch. He's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Role model on the Baltimore Orioles right now?
Role model. I wouldn't say I really have a role model. Just trying to learn as much as I can from the guys who've been here and the guys who've had the experience and done it for a long time. Alex Cobb, Andrew Cashner, those are the two of the older, starting pitchers who, they're obviously doing something right, making a lot of money, and gotten contracts and pitched in the big leagues for, I think they're on their 7th and 8th year. So I'm just trying to learn from those guys and get into have some type of relationship with them and just learn as much as I can from those guys.
Yeah, definitely. So you've been in Baltimore for a couple of weeks now. Favorite restaurant, go-to restaurant in Baltimore?
I've only been in Baltimore for about 5 days now, so I've hit normal, like some chain restaurants, Cheesecake Factory, that kind of stuff. But I haven't explored out too much yet.
Not yet?
No, not yet. I will though. I will.
Definitely. Well, last question I want to ask you is, baseball is one of my favorite sports, and a lot of kids growing up, if a kid came up to you and they wanted you to explain baseball to them, how would you explain baseball?
Oh man, it depends if you're a hitter or pitcher. If you're a hitter, some days it could be a pretty long day. You got to learn how to deal with failure. I think it's one of the greatest games for that reason. It's just so much failure, and having guys just be able to overcome all that kind of stuff is crazy. So I mean, if you think about it, you can fail 7 out of 10 times as a hitter, and you become one of the best hitters of all time. And to be able to do that is a cool thing with baseball. It's a complete whole team game. And it's been a lot of fun, and it's obviously it's changed my life.
Definitely. Well, Josh, I want to say thank you again for joining me today, and I wish you the best of luck the rest of the season and your career. Thanks again for coming on my show.
Yeah, man, no problem. Anytime.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, Feuzion, you just heard it from Josh Rogers, who was a starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles in the MLB. I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the show, but starting this Sunday, every single Sunday morning, 10 a.m. till noon, I will be on 88.3 WGAO with my co-host, Brendan Howe, and we will be breaking down everything from the MLB, the NFL, the Patriots, the Yankees, the Jets, the Giants, whatever you want to talk about. You can call in, you can tweet us, you can DM us, you can do whatever to reach out to us and maybe be featured on the show. I look forward to making my radio debut with my show this Sunday. It's going to be an exciting time here. I just made it to Dean College, so I'm at Dean College now studying communication and sports broadcasting. So it's an exciting time in my life, and I can't wait to do some radio on 88.3 WGAO this Sunday and every Sunday going forward from 10 a.m. till noon. Thank you again, Feuzion, for listening. Follow me on Twitter at AlexFuse on Twitter and all over social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all over Snapchat, wherever you like to use media. All right, Feuzion, thanks again for listening, and I will be seeing you this Thursday with Bill Rasmussen, who is the founder of ESPN. Thank you again for coming on and listening to my show, and I will see you very soon.